Hey everybody! I'm just waiting for Lee to join me. Let's see. Hey Lavonda. Hey Renee. Hey everybody. Hey Lee, what's up? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Nice. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hmm. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Hmm. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you. All right, let's accept. Thank you all for your patience. Accept. All right, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Okay, everybody said they can hear me. Can you hear me?
Mic check 1 2.
Hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are so excited for our first, I guess we can call this Tammy with the Tea, since I'm hosting my first live, you know? So
Go.
I guess
Tam-
this is my first, what you said, Lee?
I said Tammy with the T.
Yes, Tami with the tea. So I guess this could be my first Tami with the tea session. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. Today I have my girl Lee with me. She is actually one of my branding clients, or as I refer to them, my TP branding bosses. So she's here with me and I'm so happy to share this space with her. Hey Dee, thanks for joining. So tonight we actually going to be touching the topic, the importance of having on-brand visuals when working with a social media manager. So before we get started, I want Lee to introduce herself, tell us a
Okay.
little bit about what she does and all anything she want to share with you guys, and then I will in turn tell you a little bit about me for those who are joining that are not familiar with who I am. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, friends. Hello, all. I am Leanna, aka Lee for friends and family. I am a social media manager and brand coach for busy women who work in the professional field. So, lawyers, real estate agents, all that good stuff. And I help them to stand out as individuals online and to have a consistent online presence. So, that's what I do.
All right. Well, for those of you who are new here, I am Tamara. They call me Boss Lady too. And I am your ultimate hype woman. I help you to walk on purpose and elevate or level up your online presence with on-brand images, short form videos, and content ideas paired with strategy to help you resonate with your ideal clients, to boost your brand awareness, which will in turn increase your sales. So that's what we're talking about, the importance of having me on your team and the importance of having Lee executing for you, you know? So that's what it is tonight. And we already had some questions coming in earlier today. So if you're on the live and you do have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Engage with us, interact with us. This is supposed to be a session where we will be dropping tea for you. So make sure you have your cups ready, because we're going to be pouring tea when it comes to, social media management, when it comes to creating on-brand visuals, when it comes to your brand identity, your messaging. We're just going to flow because we want to give
all,
you the tea.
all of that.
All right. So before we actually get started, there are two things that I want to touch on as it relates to showing up on social media, because these are the two important things that will actually help you when you work with a photographer a social media manager, a videographer, a designer, anyone who is going to have a part to play in actually executing your brand. These are two things that you as the business owner have to pay attention to, you have to be sure about, so that you can actually hire help to help you execute it. And they are brand identity and visual identity. Now, they may sound similar, but they're not similar, but they both need each other in order to work and make your brand effective. And so when we think of brand identity, we think of the intrinsic values. We think of things such as your mission, your vision, your story, things like that. The things that we kind of visually see. We want to think of your the emotions you want your target audience and clients to feel, or you know, when they come to your page, you want them to know this about you. These are the things that they would not necessarily know unless they speak to you. So those are the things that we can't see and we can't touch. And then your visual identity is basically your brand identity encapsulated in physical form. So the brand visuals, you think of logos, the videos, the pictures, typography, however you say it.
The colors.
Your colors, right? The colors. I know you're big on the colors. So you think of all these things. So when you think of brand identity, you have to think of your messaging. Think of the things that people will not see, and then your brand, your visual identity are the things that the people will see when they draw to you. And that's how you know that you're really attracting your ideal clients, when what it is that you've done on the back end, when you show it visually, the people who you want to attract, they start reaching out to you. So those are the two things that I want to touch, so that you can be clear as we're talking. We may be using those two terms interchangeably, or we may be talking about them and you're not sure. So I think that would really help us all when it comes to showing up online and being authentic. All right. So Lee, you're a social media manager, right?
Yeah.
What is it like to work with you, or what is the importance of a social media manager? And you said that you help busy female professionals and entrepreneurs. So what is it like working with a social media manager? What does a social media manager do to help their clients?
So one of the things that I do is I make sure that you have a consistent online presence so that you can focus on running your business, right? So a lot of people, specifically busy professionals or busy business owners, they recognize that social media is something that they do need in order to attract people to their brand, but they don't have the time, right? Time is money. So they don't have the time to sit and figure out what content to post. They don't have the time to keep up with Instagram. Y'all know Instagram changes every day, right? So if you're running a successful business, and time is money, there we go.
Yes.
So if a successful business and you're focusing on your clients and putting yourself out there, giving your clients your all, you don't want to also have to worry about showing up online, having that content there regularly, and even worrying about your email marketing, right? Let someone else figure that out. So that's where I come in. I keep track of your branding, your brand voice, making sure that your brand is top of mind so that you can focus on running your business, but people are still finding out about you and you're standing out from everybody else.
Right. And I like that you said standing out from everybody else, because that is important on this social media game. You cannot, and that's how you know too that you're not necessarily doing it for the people who you're supposed to be reaching out to. Be authentic. That's all I can say. You have to be authentic, and in being authentic, you're able to really define your brand message. You define your brand identity, which will in turn help your actual social media manager to even guide you as to how to direct your photographer or your videographer or whoever else it is that is going to be helping you to execute your brand. So you have to be authentic in all of this.
Yes.
Hey, Shaniqua. How are you?
if I could add like a pet peeve of mine, because y'all know I always have to, those who follow me know I always have a rant. But when you try to match your brand or you copy someone else's brand, there's only so long that will last, right? Because you're
Right.
gonna run, if it's not something that you've thought about, that you've considered, that you've thought about the visuals and your messaging, you're not going to be able to come off as authentic. And people can see that, especially those who are searching. For example, when I see a lot with real estate agents, everyone wants to be like one type of agent, but it's kind of causing them to get lost in the mix because they don't have their own brand vision. They don't have their own brand identity. Not everybody could be a
Right.
luxury agent, or not everybody could be Keanu Watson. You know what I'm saying? So, on the other hand, I know of an agent who she loves hats, and she's the, like, I love her. She has that as her branding. She has a hat company, so she mixes that in with her branding, her messaging, and it's all combined. And that's what's helping her to stand out and even make money from social media.
Right. We have a
Or
question from is it Glamour Girl Nick? You said, can this work with authors trying to make a presence in social media? Can what exactly? Let us know exactly what it is so that we can make sure we are pinpointing and talking directly to what it is that you're asking. Do you think you know what she's speaking of? Can this work with authors trying to make a presence in social media?
is she talking about social media, having a social media manager? Is she talking about having a brand, personal
Let us
brand?
know.
Just leave us a comment, girl.
Yeah, and also feel free to drop your questions. We already have a quite a few questions prior. So what you said?
No, I was agreeing.
Yeah. So please leave your questions, and even if we don't get to it on the live, depending on who the question is really geared towards, we'll be sure to reach out to you after the live so that you could get your questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah. So being so intentional with being authentic and not copying will help you to really show up on social media and make your social media managers work easier because
Yeah,
they know who they're dealing with and they're able to then tailor your brand message and tailor all the things that we don't see and tailor it directly for you, you know.
right.
And let's see, one of the things that social media manager helps when it comes to timing, how do you really help your what are maybe some procedures that you have in place to help your clients to be consistent with posting, consistent with providing you with what you need? Do you have like a standard procedure to do that?
We don't have enough time for that, but
Okay, okay.
I do a lot. But if I could condense it, as you will, I am constantly watching what's going on Instagram. So, for instance, when there was a shift to posting more reels, all of my clients went from just posting photos and carousels to now mixing in more reels. So I was looking at what was trending. Now reels are getting more into what's the word? Individual. Not, that's not the right word, but your own content.
Original.
Original.
Yeah,
My brain. So
you good.
it's getting more into original content. And so all of my clients now, they have a series that they're doing. That's something that's really popular right now. If you're not doing that, get you a series started like Tami with the T and start posting it. So that's what I'm doing on the back end. I'm looking at what's going on with Instagram. I'm looking, or Facebook, all that stuff. And I'm making sure that we're implementing it in the marketing strategy so that you, as my client, you don't have to worry about it. So that means that I'm coming up with the content ideas, I'm sending you audios, I'm doing all of the footwork so that all you have to do is hit record, send it back to me, and I'll edit it, fix it up, put a caption, do the hashtag research, put the hashtags, post it when it's supposed to be posted so that you can just focus on running your business.
Doing
So
the things
I'm,
you really love.
yeah, doing what
Yeah.
you really love. That's what it's about.
Yes. So if we had to talk about the on-brand visuals, making your life easier, and on-brand visuals are really just your videos, your images. And I'm talking from my perspective, as I am the brand photographer here and the content creator. I'm not going to talk of logos or designs and things like that. So
Right.
when it comes to creating on brand, when we speak of on brand images and videos, all it's really saying is that videos and images that really depict your brand identity. So
Mm-hmm.
they possess the emotions that you want your clients to feel when they come to your clients, or your target audience to feel when they come to your website, your page, wherever your social media presence is. How do you want them to feel? What emotions you want them to have? What actions you want them to take? Things like that. How important or how easy having on brand visuals make your work? How easy does it make your work?
Oh, it makes it so easy. It makes it so easy. That absolutely makes my heart jump for joy when someone takes the time to hire a photographer to take those brand visuals to get those recordings. I know Tami is now offering reels, right? So when you take time to pre-record that, even if you're just walking, Tami's the GOAT with that, recording that for you. If you're just walking and you send that to a social media manager and they could come up with like a unique quote, or if something is happening in the world at a certain time, they could speak to that and also match it up with your branding. It makes life so much easier. So that is something that I definitely recommend any business owner to take the time to invest in that brand photography, invest in having clear video. Once upon a time, it was okay to just do this, to do a little selfie record. But now Instagram is reaching a whole other level where you have to step up your graphics. You have to step up your photography and your video in order to reach the people that you want to reach.
Right.
Yeah.
And to speak with how, from a brand photographer and content creator perspective, as to how I make it easier for my other colleagues who are working on your brand, is it's very important for, and this is just some tea I'm gonna drop for anyone who is looking to work with a photographer, a videographer, or anyone who's gonna help them execute their brand identity. Um, and it's making sure that they are very interested in your business. And that's one of the things that I do as a brand photographer and a content creator, because I know how important it is to know your business back and front, so that I can really produce and provide you with on brand content, visual content, so that you
Yeah.
can then give your other personals who are working on your brand to really execute it the way it is. And that's why it's important for you to have someone who is innovative, someone who is creative. And creativity is subjective too, so not gonna bash anyone with creativity. You create whoever you say you are, however you say you're creative, that's you. But you have to make sure, as someone who is focusing on the visuals, the photography or the videography, you have to be into the person's business. So if they're not into your business or they're not into your life,
Don't
then
do it.
cut them. You need to cut them. I'm being so serious, because then they're not going to be able to provide you with what it is that you need to send to portray to your target audience and your ID clients. And then that just makes everyone else's work harder, because they don't
Yeah.
know, or they don't have what they need to really execute, because they could be seeing something else, or if they were able to really tap into what it is that you want your clients and your target audience to see. But then the next person, they didn't take the time to really yes, they didn't take the time to really understand your vision to
Yeah.
help you execute. And money,
Right.
time is money, and
Girl.
money is going to be time, because if you invest your money into a place where they're not doing what they need to do, then you're
Yeah.
wasting your time, because you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and think that oh man, my brand is not on point. I am not reaching who I need to reach. But when in turn you really invested in someone who wasn't, they weren't understanding the vision. Because let me tell you, some of you on here, your vision is already clear, but you just ain't working with the person who actually sees your vision. So this is
Can we
just
get
my
some snaps in the comments? I don't know how you add a snap, but can we get a little? Can I also say
go ahead.
that York is coming out? Let me calm down. But can I also say that is so true when it comes to social media managers as well?
Tell
If you
me.
are with a social media manager, you better make sure that one, that your spirits align.
Oh,
Okay, that you want to make sure you want to make sure that how they do their work is going to be the type of work that you need and that you want. Hi, bro. See you in a few days.
hey
Sure.
everybody.
You want to make sure that they are the person that can do the job. Not all social media managers are created equal. Just because someone has a social media management business, it doesn't mean that you should, even if it's like $400 and you say, oh, I'm on a budget, let me hire this person. Not everybody is for you, okay? You want someone who, like Tami said, is going to see your vision, is going to see where you want your business to go. Not somebody who's just going to go on Canva and get whatever graphic that they, yes, I'm throwing shade, not the person who's just gonna go on
Now you
Canva
being bold
and,
with it.
and grab the first graphic that they see. But you want someone who's gonna treat your business, because it is your business, it's your baby. You want someone who's gonna treat your business the way that they would treat their business. And if you don't get that energy from them, whether it's your social media manager or your brand photographer, if you don't get that energy that they're treating your business as if it were their business, then they're not the person for you. And so with Tami, I'm going to shout you out, girl.
Oh,
Something that we met on Instagram, okay? We met on Instagram, both live in Charleston. But Tami, from the very beginning, she treats my business as if it were her business. So that means a social media manager is not going to just take your money and just like go about the business. They're going to talk to you. Okay, who are you trying to speak to? What is your branding? Where do you see your business going in 5 years? Right? Where are you trying to go? Because I want to help you get there. Tami's going to do the same as a photographer. Okay, where do you see your business going? Hit me up. Hit me up.
hit us up. Hit us up. Hit us up.
I know I'm preaching a little bit, because that gets me, because them little Canva graphics where I see everybody have the same graphics, they don't even change the colors anymore, Tami. At least change the color, change the font. If you
Move around the elements.
move that, can you add a little heart or a little circle in the corner so you could at least act like you care about your client? So if people are not giving you that energy, that they care about your business and really care about taking you to the next level, their spirit don't sit with your spirit, then that is something that you want to consider. And I'm gonna leave it there because the Bronx is coming out. But
and then another thing too, don't waste your time brewing your tea and then go and pour it into their cup, because then now
can I get some
then
more snaps? Can we get some more snaps?
because then now I'm sad for you. I'm sad for you. But one
Yeah.
other thing also too I want to point out, I know this is not even on what we're talking about, but it's important when it comes to being authentic, is that you see how we were talking about people who are not necessarily focused on your making your brand their brand, or being so intentional with learning your business.
Right.
Everyone is called to a different set of people. So it's not necessarily bashing anyone saying that don't put your coins in their bucket.
No, I'm just playing.
What we're saying is that you have to understand as the business owner what you're looking for.
Right.
Yes, money is important, but you have to know what you're looking for. And if you're not getting that with whoever you decide to work with to elevate and take your brand to the next level, please just know that you're not their target audience.
Right.
You're not their target audience. And it's okay.
Yeah.
There's someone else out there waiting for you to understand and connect with them so that they could help you That's your person. So you have to know who your person is when it comes to really taking your vision, making it plain, but also elevating it to the next level. You have to know who your person is. So yeah, you could go ahead with the $400 person or the 1K person, but wherever you invest your points, make sure that's your person. That's all I have to say with that part.
Okay, you
We have
that with a little pettiness is what you get what you pay for.
oh,
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I know that's right.
You know, that's what you know. So you
Okay,
want make sure. All right, let's get back to
just
the.
so we have a few comments, right? I
Okay.
know we have questions already, but let's see if we could answer any on the live. So back to what Glamour Girl Nick was saying. So she
Okay.
said, so I want to create a brand for my books. So would a social media manager be something I should look into?
Hmm.
I want to create a brand for my books. So go ahead.
I have seen a lot of authors on social media. I don't know if I'm like getting this, understanding this right, but I have seen a lot of authors on social media that are putting their books that they've published, putting it out there into the world by using social media. So if that's something that you did want to do and you're short on time, or you know, you have other things that you want to do, then a social media manager could definitely help you with that.
Actually, Be Still Images helped with that. So they even clarified for it. They said brand for books to also allow expansion into movies or TV series, memorabilia, etc. Okay, from what I'm understanding, it's like basically the books that they create, they
Uh-huh.
want to create a brand from it. So let's say, for instance, maybe your book is on what can we, let's see, what's the topic that we could talk about?
A kid's book. I don't know.
Uh, Something a little bit more broad I can actually delve into.
Uh,
Let's see. Okay, let's just say love. Let's say love. Let's say spirituality, those stuff. So let's say, for instance, you have a book based on a series of a series on love books. If you want to create a brand, so the brand in itself is gonna be like, so the book is on love, but what type of love? Let's say you're talking about let's see, siblings. You could then create a brand, a t-shirt line with maybe some illustration of what sibling love should look like. Sibling love should look like.
right.
It's like taking the product and picking sub products out of it that don't necessarily align fully to it. When I say align, meaning okay, you have a book and then you may do a bookmark. That's
Right.
closely aligned. But
Yeah.
create an actual brand would be like, okay, you have a book and maybe you have a t-shirt line
That
that
goes with
pull quotes from the book. You print it on there, get illustration that talks in some of the messaging in the book. So that's where you could probably so that's where you now would have to get clear on what you want the brand to really push, because
right.
when you create that brand, it will then allow people to then know that, oh, this person is an author, let me go ahead and buy their book because this shirt with this quote or this illustration, I love it, and the fact that they have a book that really depicts this, let me go ahead and purchase the book. So I think that's where you would be able to create a brand
Right.
that then in turn helps with expanding what it is that you do as an author. I hope that answered the question. I think that's what I would do.
Example. I have another example that I thought of is Nicholas Sparks. Right? That's his name? Nicholas Sparks. Is he an author?
I don't know who.
Okay. So say you have an author that is great at writing love stories or great at writing like scary books or whatever. They write like the murder mysteries. You could have like an entire, when you see a murder mystery book that's connected to that person. So as an individual, as an author, you would want to have a personal brand, right? So the book is the product, but you have to be a personal brand. When you step up in a room or people see your name on paper, you want people to know who you are when you, because you don't want it to just be one book, right?
Right.
You want to grow, you want to continue to expand, right? So right now you might have one book, you might have those products, the TV series, memorabilia, everything related to that book, but you as an individual, you're the author, you are the brand. So
Right.
focus on growing yourself, and this is what I say to all of my clients, like you focus on growing your brand so that when you pivot, everyone is going to pivot with you.
Okay.
Right? So when you decide, hey, I want to add another book, I have one mystery novel, now I want to add another one that's a completely different title, completely different subject matter, but you're still keeping your brand of being a murder mystery author, because you
Right.
built that up. And when you focus on building up yourself as a brand, anything that you create, you can get those brand books. The books can be purchased. You can get the movies, you can get the TV series, you can get the memorabilia, because you've already established yourself as a brand.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And
Okay.
so what you did was you focused on how they could develop their personal brand, and I
Right.
focused on how they could create a whole, basically a
Brand.
faceless brand, a faceless
Right.
brand. But Lee,
Right.
let me just tell you real quick. So we have questions that we had prior to the live, but I actually
Oh,
just went to the questions section on the live, and there are more questions. So I feel like we need to be answering some some questions. Okay, so
okay.
let's
Urban
see.
fiction. Cool. Yes, Harry Potter is another example, right? So people know Harry Potter, and anything that comes after that, they say, "Hey, that's Harry Potter. I have to read the next book. I have to see the next movie, even though it might have a different storyline." I've never read or saw Harry Potter, but this is just, you know. But
Yeah.
even if you're seeing that, they're gonna go, and they're gonna go and watch it or read it because they connect with that brand. So that was
Right.
a great example.
Right. If you listen, guys, we are dropping some tea. Please share the teapot with someone else. Hey, Lady Moore, share it, share the live. Let someone else get some tea to pour in their cup.
Yeah.
And we're about to answer some questions. So if you have questions pertaining to how you could work with a brand photographer or content creator to help you create on-brand visuals, anything when it comes to your brand message, when it comes to your visuals, how you can work with a social media manager, or what does a social media manager do, social media management, content creation, drop those questions in the chat. We're going to go start answering some questions that we previously got. That way we could get those out the way so that persons who were not able to join, who asked these questions, could come back on the live and actually see or listen to that. But we also want to answer a question to those who are actively on the live.
In the
So
building.
what you said? In the
No,
building, yeah. In the building. So let's see. One of the questions was, explain how much and how little a social media manager can do as it relates to your personal brand presence. If you need me to repeat, I can do that for you.
we kind of went through this a little bit, but a social media manager helps you to keep your brand relevant. It helps you we help you to grow your brand so that more people learn about you and who you are and what you do. And we also help you to stay top of mind. So an example is, if you offer a service, or a popular one is a real estate agent, right? So if you're a real estate agent and someone continues to see your brand, they see you post, "Hey, I can help you sell your house. I can help you sell your house." Later on, when they're ready to sell their house, they're going to think of that person that they've been seeing all of this time, right? If someone is ready for, this happened with me, is ready to take brand photos. "Hey, Tami keeps posting that she is a brand photographer. I need brand photos." So so let's say if Tami kept staying on top of her posting, but if you're a business owner who doesn't have the time to post and to continue to put your brand out there, that is where you hire a social media manager. Again, one that cares about your business as much as you do and who aligns with you where you see your business going. That social media manager can help you to continue to get your brand out there.
Right. That's good. That's really good. Um, Other question was, how often should I plan for content creation sessions as I scale and grow my business? So I feel like this is a me question.
Yep.
All right. So, I'm gonna just repeat the question. How often should I plan for content creation sessions as I scale and grow my business? So, when it comes to being consistent as a when you're starting off as a business owner, I recommend that you at least get a or invest in a content creation session at least once per month for a back-to-back period. So if you want to say maybe for the first 6 months, you're going to be doing it consistently by getting all these visuals done. That's something that you want to do when you're just starting off. And I know it can seem hard figuring out when and how am I going to get this money, or how am I going to get all these things to prepare for this content creation session, given that I'm just starting off. And I've been there when it comes to investing in brand photos myself. Yes, I'm a brand photographer, but I hire someone else to get my brand visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. The type of person that I am when it comes to being creative and innovative, I don't have all the manpower within me to be able to execute what my vision is. So I have to hire someone else who's going to have the eye. I tell them what it is that I want, and they're going to have the eye to actually replicate it. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to make that sacrifice to really decide, okay, I'm going to save so that I could invest in this person. And that's where you need to now start looking at prospective people who you could work with to help you elevate your brand and really stay consistent. Another thing is, I'm here more so dropping out the brand photography, content creation, how you how you could prepare and things like that. So when it comes to outfits now, you probably have a bunch of outfits in your closet that you could use that speaks to it speaks to what your brand represents. So if you're going for a feminine look, the thing is, most of the times when it comes to you creating a business, you already
Mm-hmm.
have all the things that you need. Your business is basically you in a nutshell. And as you grow, you really start straying away from it being a personal brand to the business having its own brand identity. So if you're saying you want to look feminine, you want to look bold, go in your closet, because I'm sure you will find these article of clothing because you're already that person. So the fact that you want your brand to replicate that is because you already resonate with that. So go in your closet and pull all those things out. These are things that will help you to actually be able to plan content sessions consistently. So I do recommend at least spend a solid 6 months getting content back to back, because then there's another question relating to how do you reuse content, and that we will touch that one next.
Mm-hmm.
So doing this consistently over the next 6 months will help you to really start building your brand identity. It will help you to be clear on your message and your visuals, because as you're repetitively doing it, you're then able to tweak things along the way. You're able to see, you have evidence of things that you could go back to then prove if you're really being on brand. And then as you begin to scale, then you could start thinking of doing it once per quarter or twice per quarter, because at that point then you're like more established, and you could say in quarter 1 I have 2 campaigns that I want to shoot. These are the products that I will be rolling out. These are my services. I'm going to be doing VIP days. You know, that's a popular thing now, or whatever it is. Because at that point, you're really sure who your target audience is. You're sure what your messaging is. You're sure what you want your visuals to look like. So there's no need for you to be doing it every month. And also too, as you grow, that's when you start outsourcing things.
Right.
As you go, you really start outsourcing. Even when you start small, you will be outsourcing some things. But as you grow, there's no need for you to be in your business, inside your business working.
Mm-hmm.
So Long
Lesson one.
story short, long story short, when you're starting off, I do recommend going up 6 months back to back to stay consistent, to really be to really solidify your brand. And then as you scale and grow in your business, then you could start thinking of once or twice per quarter. Yeah. So the other question was, if you reuse content, how do you reuse it for social media? And this is a topic that either gets everyone going
It
or
gets
they're
going.
excited. What you said?
It gets the people going.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you jump on that one, and then I can in turn maybe share a little tip of how I maybe repurpose my content.
I won't ramble or rant, but I 1,000% feel and know that it is important for you to continue to repurpose your content.
Can we get some what you said? What you want to do in the
I don't know if my snap people are still here, but you have to repurpose your content. First, it just makes sense. Why recreate the wheel? You've already talked about your business. You've already touched on a subject. So why not talk about, thank you. Thank you, Dee. So why not continue to talk about it, right? It's so important. And this is where your content pillars, which is a whole other conversation, that's where that comes into play, because you can just continue to recycle those content pillars, right? So if you posted a reel, I keep going back to real estate because that's my people, but let me
right?
think of, I'm trying to think of another example. Okay, if you're a social media manager like myself, you might talk about content, you might talk about branding, you might talk about a lead magnet and email marketing, right?
Mhm.
So if I have those four content pillars, every time, every couple of months, if I was talking about creating content and tips to create content 3 months ago, I'm going to go ahead and repeat those same that same post. I'm going to turn a reel into a carousel. I'm going to turn a carousel into a video. I'm going to turn a static post into a quote. I'm going to turn a blog post into a quote, right? I'm going to continue to repurpose that content so that I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm not stressed out, sitting, scratching my head, trying to figure out what I'm going to post, because I know I have to post. I know I have to build my business, but I don't have time. That is where reposting your content comes in. And so, of course, you can update the captions. Things happen, things change. So you can update the caption. You can post a different picture, use a different graphic, um, all of those things to help your content to stay fresh. And also remember, Instagram does not show your content to everyone. So that's a that's a snap moment, but they don't show your content to everyone. So even if you did post it or never feel, hey, I posted this 3 months ago, the same people are gonna see it. No, it's okay. You can repost it, because guess what? You're growing. You're continuing to expand. Now you have new followers that may not have been there 3 months ago, and they need to know what you offer. So
And
yes,
nobody's scrolling all the way down to the bottom to see what you posted a year ago.
no, unless it's like somebody trying to slide in your DM. Nobody's like looking up at all of your messages. So definitely repost that content.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, Another question, let's see. Someone asked, what are the signs that your brand visuals aren't aligning with your messaging? I love that. Absolutely love it. So, one of the signs would be that, one, when people from feedback. So if when you receive feedback and you want your clients or you want your target audience to get an inviting feel, or they think that you're funny, and they think that you're welcoming, but you're not getting messages or comments that say, "Oh my gosh, girl, I wish I was your friend," or you're so down to earth," or I feel like I know you before,"
Mm-hmm.
then there's something wrong with the execution.
Right.
You may have
Then
it, but there's something wrong with the execution. So you have to be very open to feedback, because that will help you to know if your messaging is on point, but if the visuals, because if your messaging is not on point, the visuals, be it your videos or your photos, when you post those, then they're not gonna attract who you want to attract. So it's the
And
feedback.
people see the video or the graphic first, right? So that's even more proof of why it's so important to have your brand photography, to have your branding, to have everything to be fresh and clean, and know what kind of brand you have, so that you capture them with the visual,
In
and
my
then your messaging is what gets them to read that whole caption, to want to go and click and schedule a consultation, to go ahead and buy that product, because your messaging is aligning with your visuals.
Yeah, and to add to that, some components that that make up your messaging, your brand messaging, would be like the tone, your brand, the tone of voice for your brand, the yeah, so the tone of voice for your brand, the emotions, all these things, you want them to be able to resonate with that. So when you're thinking of your brand messaging, you want to think of what do you do differently, where do you differentiate from others, and when you do that, you're then able to pinpoint, okay, this is my tone of voice, this is what I do differently.
Mm-hmm.
I want to deliver XYZ to my clients. So say for instance, you want to provide peace of mind or convenience. Now, if you look at my reels, for example, I posted one today saying, who today drained me? And I said, does this sound like you when it comes to creating reels, when it comes to coming up with content pillars, when it comes to coming up with content strategy? These are some of the areas that I help people to show up online. So I'm using this sound to depict the emotion or the mood or the attitude that my target audience and my ideal clients have when it comes to doing these things that I offer. So then they could resonate. They'd be like, yes, today really drained me. So,
I am drained.
and I am drained. So let me go ahead and hit up Tami, because she
Right.
understands that I'm drained. She understands that I'm drained because I have to be coming up with content ideas. I have to be focusing on taking my pictures. I have to be editing my reels and all of that
Right.
good stuff. So at this point, she understands that I'm drained. So I'm about to reach out to her. And that's how you know your brand messaging is on point, because your visuals, your videos, or your words are speaking to who they are supposed to speak to. And someone even asked the question of how do you even pick your sound for your reels. So I kind of touched on that in a sense. But maybe you could tell me or tell us more about the finding trending sounds and
Yeah.
things like that.
So definitely you want to make sure that you're using sounds with the little arrow. That means it's trending. So you want to use trending sounds. Little arrow. And sometimes just do your thing, right? Original audio, original videos are doing very well right now. Like I said earlier, creating a series where you're talking about where you're talking about I want to
No
know what that.
comment equals something not right.
Oh, when they
Yep.
don't content.
But they
Is that,
be in your DMs though, so don't let that deter you though.
this
They
is
may not
true.
comment, but they're in your DMs. But you're
Yes,
right too. So if they're
and
not
and that,
commenting in your DMs or they're not commenting on your post, then yeah, something is not right.
and while we're there, a lot of people judge the value of their business based off of likes, follows, and comments.
Help somebody.
And that is the wrong way to go. Now, what you do want to judge is whether people, like Tami said, are sliding in your DM, and not in a creepy way, trying to holler. If they're saying, "Oh, hey, tell me more about your services. How do I do this? How do I do that?" That is how you know that your messaging is effective and that people want to work with you. Because you do have some that they'll have posts and they might have a low number of likes, but they'll have a bunch of people in their messages. And so and especially because Instagram changes so much. I don't know if y'all peep what's going on with Instagram right now, but it's crazy. A lot of people are having low engagement, all that crazy stuff. So even with the low engagement, you want to have people that are in your DM because they've seen you before or they now need your services. So if you're getting that's happening, that's a great thing. Yep. So don't rely so much on, oh, my followers are only 100 people. Well, that's 100 people that could use your services. What would you do if you had 100 clients? I would love 100. You would outsource because you'll be like, I'm making so much money and I can't even control, like I have no time for them, right? So appreciate, and I'm rambling a little bit, but always appreciate the audience that you have. If you're having low engagement, give engagement out so that you can connect with your audience. Don't just sit back and say, I don't have any likes. Well, go like other people's content. Go comment on other people's content. Start forming those relationships. And if you don't have time to do that, hire a social media manager who does do things like that, who does understand, hey, I can't just post something and expect, flowers and butterflies. I have to actually engage with these people as well, right? So that's my little rant for that.
But to add to that I want to, I think where most of us are drowning in social media, we're not being social.
Right.
We're not being social at all. And it's also even touching on those who are already up there. You gotta be social. You gotta be social. Social media. But that's a little heavy topic. I didn't want to join on the heavy topic, but that's something you have to. Yeah.
But they got 11,000. They got 11,000 followers, but 4 likes. See, that's when you look at the likes and it's like it's not mathing, right? If you have 11K but you have no likes, you either bought your followers or something is not. The messaging is off. People, like, something is not adding up. You had the page 15 years, like something is just not adding up. But you, as a small business owner, you want to pay attention to have some growth, yes, but are people in your DM? Do you feel like you're speaking to your audience? And if you don't feel that way, either step up your branding, step up your photography, step up your content, hire somebody who can help you to fill that gap.
And to add to that too is, the math is not mathing.
It's
not adding up. One of the things to add to that too is the importance of understand. Yeah, buying followers. People be out here buying followers because we take social media on a whole different level.
It is a thing.
It's all about the followers and it's all about the likes, but no, it's really connecting to your people.
It's social media.
Yeah. Put 2 and 2 together. But what I wanted to add on is when you're in a stage in your business where you cannot outsource everything, you can't outsource left, right, and center, you as the business owner, you have to really sit down, go through your plan, and see where you need to outsource to help you make the money.
Right.
And focus on that one thing. Focus on that one thing, and you're going to see your business start to.
Can I add this as a social media manager?
Go ahead.
Recommendation. And this is how you know I'm legit, y'all. This is how you know I'm not in the business for just working with people just to collect a check, right? But if you are at a stagnant point, look at your brand, figure out, as Tami says, sit down, see what you're lacking. 9 times out of 10, you need to figure out your brand and voice, and you need brand photography and you need brand videos. So even as a social media manager, I recommend starting with that. Figure out who you are, figure out what your brand represents, get those photos taken of yourself so that you can show up and represent your business the way it is a quality business, right? So that when you are ready, if you could post a little bit, but when you do need help and you say, okay, I got my photography, I have my videos, I'm ready to go. But now I don't have the time to post. Then you could switch gears to hire somebody and literally just give them everything so that they can help you to grow your brand. So I would recommend starting there because, again, not all social media managers are created equal, and social media management involves more than posting. Your branding, your visuals, your how you show up, all of that is very, very important. And going through Canva and using those visuals, it's not cutting it anymore. It's
Right.
not cutting it in quarter four.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
So, so if you are at a standstill, refresh your brand. Get that photography done. Get some videos. Start recording reels. Start recording, video content, then you could go and post the content yourself until you're sick of posting content yourself, and then you could hire somebody else to take over. But at least you already know where you are.
right. Someone asked, do you work with people who aren't selling a physical product? So I guess if there's someone who is working on their personal brand.
What? One more again. Hold
Yes.
up.
Do you work with people who are not selling a physical product?
Me, me personally.
Yeah, because I think that person also asked the question relating to how much a social media manager can do as it relates to their personal brand presence. So
Yeah,
basically
absolutely.
say, who do you help then? Who do you help as a
Yeah,
social manager?
most of the people that I work with provide a service, right? So I work with service-based businesses. So a real estate agent isn't necessarily selling you the house, but they're helping you to navigate to know what to do to help you to get through the process of acquiring a house. They're kind of like the middle person, right? A
Right.
lawyer, a lawyer isn't giving you a physical thing, but they're providing you with a service. So I absolutely do work with service-based businesses, professionals, all that good stuff, and help them to sell their services in an effective way while growing their brand.
So I guess
So,
an influencer. What about an influencer? Because they're kind of doing a service. Would you think you would an influencer basically, like you said, social media management is not just posting and all of that good stuff, but would you help someone who is they, like, say for instance, they already know what their personal brand is about, they're clear about that, but they just need a social media manager to help manage what they need to get help manage? Yes, you can do that.
yeah,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
sounds good, sounds good.
And I've
Someone
done that before too.
you've done that before. There we
Mm-hmm.
go, there we
Yeah,
go. Someone asks, how do you discipline yourself and designate time to batch content? Okay.
I'll let you do that one.
Listen, as someone who is creative and innovative, sometimes creating content comes on the fly for me. And there are moments where I would just have all these downloads, like just downloads at once. And I'm just here like, okay, but I don't have the time to record it. What I do is, as I'm getting all these downloads of ideas, I put them in a Google Doc. Okay, this is a T.
Get the
Whenever
cup
you
ready. Get the
get your
snaps ready.
cups, when you are thinking of content ideas or something comes to you, a content idea comes to you or anything of that sort, don't use your phone notes. Use Google Docs. And the reason why is if you accidentally backspace everything in your notes, it's gone. Google Docs, there's that nice friendly undo button that you could undo, redo, and save
Mm-hmm.
it right there. So one of the things that I do, right? Because I'm always on the go. Listen, D,
Deep
we
on
have
it. On
we
it.
have inducted you. We've inducted you into the Snap Finger Squad. Okay.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
inducted you into the Snaps Finger Squad. He is clearly sitting with her cup, always ready.
Yes.
Hi, Larry Cloud. How are you? How are you? If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. So for me, okay, so all of your notes are in notes on my iPhone. Okay, what you can do, and I did this a few months back, because when Instagram was glitching and I was posting my reels or my posts, when I posted, there was no caption. It was gone. And because I didn't save it in like my notes at the time, I had to try to remember all the things that I wrote previously, and I got real frustrated. And I'm here like, I don't remember everything that I wrote. So at this point, okay, fine. Okay, so the topic is the importance of having on-brand visuals when working with a social media manager. And in the process of all of that, we're talking about brand messaging, brand identity, coming up with content creation ideas, posting for social media, working with a social media manager. So all of that good stuff. So if you have any questions relating to that, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if after we finish this live, we could, if after we finish this live and you have any questions you want to connect with either of us, please send us a DM and we'll be happy to connect with you. So I was saying with the notes, Instagram was glitching. I posted my content, my caption, and everything just erased. And at that point, I was just like, I was frustrated because I didn't remember everything. However, I'm gonna tell you one thing that stood out for me. Because I was so consistent with my brand messaging, and I know what I wanted to always evoke to my target audience, I was able to type up something similar, but it wasn't exact. So I do recommend, whenever it's time for you to post on social media, whenever you come up with a caption, copy all of the caption, including the hashtags, and paste it in your Google Doc. And that way, if for instance you post it and it's no longer there, you could go to your Google Doc and just quickly copy it and not waste your time. Oh, wow. And it also works with when it comes to repurposing your content too. You already have that caption there. There's no way you need to retype the whole thing again. Just copy, paste. So with the iPhone notes, I had to recently copy all of my I just copied all of my notes and just converted them over into a Google Doc and saved my life there. You had something to say, Lee? Go ahead.
If you're a nerd like me, okay, who loves like these little programs, I use a program called Airtable.
Okay.
Drop it in the comments. Airtable. That's it. Okay, so it's an app. Is it an app? Yeah, so it's an app. So when my brain is so weird because it works at like 3 a.m., that's when it starts to work. And then it like stops at 4. So it's a really weird life I live. But if I ever have those moments where I have a random thought about content, I put it right into Airtable and you can list it out. You can lay out your content through there, all that stuff. So that's another option if you're a nerd and like to play with like programs like that. Airtable is also really good, and it's free.
So there we go. You can either utilize Airtable to brain dump all of your content, or you utilize Google Doc to dump all your content and not worry about it being erased or anything of that sort. So when it comes to disciplining yourself, I know it's hard sometimes to be focusing on so many different things and then having to create content and all that. So what I do to discipline myself is, at least I come up with the content idea and put it in a place that it's going to be secured, so that when I need to go back to it, it's right there. And how do you designate time to batch? So that's an important thing there. That's where you might need to either outsource someone like myself to help you with the batching content. Because if you're already in a place with wanting to know how to discipline yourself and then designating time, you might just need, it's not that you're bad at it, you just need someone that will help you just execute it in a fast, efficient and timely manner. You got something to add there?
Yeah, I have another suggestion.
Go ahead.
So y'all know y'all be sitting down scrolling through Instagram reels late at night, right? So if you find a sound that you like, save the sound.
Yes.
So if you see something that you like, that you say, hey, I like that voiceover, maybe I could, use it later. So anytime you're okay, business owners, I'm a level with you. From now on, you want to be content conscious. Okay. So
Conscious, yeah, conscious.
anytime you're on social media, don't just be a consumer. Think about how you're going to use this platform to take your business to the next level. That is the first thing. Change that mindset that Instagram is just for scrolling and liking pictures of your friends. You are a business owner, so we're going to start acting like business owners, right? So anytime you are on social media and you see something that you can potentially use in your business, make sure that you are making a note of it. So there's an option to save posts. There's an option to save sounds so that when you are ready, say I take Sundays. Sunday is my marketing, my strategy Sunday day. So say you have time on a Sunday, you can go back and you can look at what you saved, and then you could just go ahead and record over those sounds that you like. And you can record so quick, so quick. So Tammy's reel today drained me, right? That's 2 seconds, right? That's a 2 second reel. You don't even have to change your clothes anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you could just do 2 second reel. Oh, today drained me. Okay, that's done. Next video.
I like how
If
you said.
you shirt,
Okay, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go
If
ahead.
you
I'm sorry. I
know,
cut you off.
Bronx is coming out, so I'm like on a roll. But if you want to change your shirt, keep a few shirt changes, keep a few outfits right there, so you can change and you could go to the next audio that you saved because you're a business owner. Now you're going to use Instagram as a business owner. If you agree and you're going to use Instagram as a business owner, just drop little snaps or some tea for me, so I know that you're here.
Pour the
So
tea.
yeah, pour the tea. So instead of just taking Instagram in or taking the content in a mindless fashion or just to be entertained, pay attention to what's on the platform, what's trending, what other people are doing. Save those audios. So take time out of your schedule. Take an hour. Just start with the hour. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, say
So
Tessa.
thank you. Thank you. See, she's on it. On it.
Getting
So
her tea.
okay, you can take just an hour. Just start with the hour. Don't, it's social media. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be chill. It's supposed to be social. So just take an hour, go back to the times where you weren't mindlessly scrolling and use that time to record the content. 5 videos. You have a week of content, right?
And also, were you gonna say something else?
I'll pause.
Also, too, I am the type that I will have these moments of, man, I need to get some things out. And I'm just doing it back to back to back to back to back. And what you said about when you scroll, think of sounds and think of ways that you could utilize the audio. I'm big on that. I'm always saving some sort of audio because I already know who I'm trying to reach. I'm already clear with my brand messaging and all these good stuff. So whenever I hear a sound, I instantly, most of the time, at least eight out of 10 times, I already know what it is that I can utilize that for.
Yep.
So when you scroll and you're thinking business. So when you scroll on social media, you're looking for your people. You're looking to connect with others. You're looking for inspiration. And when you say inspiration, not inspiration so that you can do the same exact thing. Because
Right.
true inspiration, it sparks something in you creatively. And then you could then in turn say, oh, they did it this way. But for my business, this is what I do. This is how I could probably recreate it or utilize it. So like for me, I have moments where I will just record reels. And then you mentioned something, and it's not even just recording reels, but also like we were talking about repurposing your content, going back to the things that you have before, and then spending time to maybe do a blog post. So one of the things I'm gonna backtrack with repurposing your content and also about creating reels or things like, or creating reels or even posts
Right.
This also is about designating your time and disciplining yourself. So if you realize that whenever you're going to record reels, you're drained, don't do them. Don't do them in that day. Don't do them. You can literally look back at past reels, previous reels that you've done or previous posts, and spend time creating some other form of content.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look back at a reel and then you go ahead and create a quote. You could utilize Canva.
But please change the graphic.
But please change it. You could utilize Canva, but change it. Make it unique. Make it unique to you. And you could come up with a quote. You don't have to worry about recording the reels. When the spirit of recording reels hits you, record. Record by all means. So when it comes to designating the spirit of recording reels. So when it comes to designating your time, it's gonna be important to know what do you enjoy doing. And if you set today, I want to record reels, but when you're preparing to record reels, you don't want to record the reel, then don't waste your time. Create another form of content and get back to the reel later. Yes. So that's a way that you could designate your time or discipline yourself. Now, when it comes to disciplining yourself, I'm be honest. That's something that
it's hard.
We all need to work on. I need to work on that. Because, child, when you're a solopreneur, it's very hard to discipline your time. But you have to make that effort to really want to be disciplined. So disciplining yourself is something that you actually have to decide on. How does that look like for you? Discipline is a personal thing. So you have to understand, because I might say I'm disciplined.
That was good. I like that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't. Discipline is a personal thing. Yeah, where the T snappers are. Yeah, discipline is a personal thing. So somebody might tell you discipline looks like spending 5 hours behind your computer, going through your website, going through your social media, making sure everything. That's their form of discipline, honey.
Me and my household.
But for me and my household, discipline does not look like 5 hours sitting behind a computer. So my tip to you is figuring out what discipline will look like for you and make it a personal thing. Because it even comes with consistency too. Consistency as well. Everybody thinks consistency is posting 3 times a week. Consistency is posting is
every day.
Okay, hey CEOs. Hello, Mari. Yes, CEOs, okay? Yeah, so I think that discipline and consistency is a personal thing. Okay, can I coin that? Discipline.
I'm gonna tag you though. I'm gonna
tag me. Discipline and consistency is a personal thing. Your speed is your speed. Yep, because I control it. But that's where too you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself when it comes to discipline. So if you could only post one reel or one post a day, and you do that every day, you're being consistent. You're being disciplined, because that's what you can do. And that's why we also come into burnout and things like that, because you're trying to keep with other people's speed, and that's just not how you're set up. So
and those people that you're trying to keep up with, they're probably 9 times out of 10 have someone else creating that content for them. 9 times out of 10, they have someone else. They have a social media manager who is putting out that content for them. So don't let Instagram get you fooled.
Because let me tell you, for me, I was here comparing someone's year 10 with my year 1. I was stressed, self-doubt. All of this was battling me, thinking that I'm not enough. Because I'm out here comparing myself with somebody else's year 10. So discipline and consistency is a personal thing. So you just have to decide what it is. Don't cheat yourself. but just define it in your own terms and keep up with that. And that's how you become disciplined and consistent in your own way.
I like that. I wrote it down. You think I'm playing?
Okay. I'm gonna have to listen back over to probably remember what I said. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna put that on one of my posts. So, that's a tip. I just said this. Tomorrow you just might see it as it's in my story. You might see it in my stories, or you might see it on one of my captions. It's not, it's once you become clear with your brand message, your brand identity, your brand visuals will just become like water off of a duck's back, as they would say.
Mm-hmm.
Because anything you think of, anything that you say, anything that you do, once it aligns with your message, it's content. You just have to know what format you want to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Also, you have to stop looking at someone. Yeah, stop looking at someone else's year 10 when you're in year 1, because then you just slow yourself even further down. Like, you just all the way back. There was another question that said, okay, what all considered brand visual? So I think I maybe touched it throughout, so that's probably drowned. But it's like your logo, videos, images, all that good stuff that people actually see. And then one of the last questions, if you have questions, feel free to drop them. Maybe we have like 10 more minutes maybe. Hold 1 second. I'm gonna tap this so I could close it. And then we have one more. Okay. It said, hey Crystal, how are you? It says, do you have any resources or tips for what to include in your bio on social media? I'm gonna let you handle that, but I think can you handle that?
That's a long one.
Ooh.
Okay. What kind of business is it?
Let's see.
Okay. Long story short.
Don't give me that, because my long stories don't be short at all.
Your bio should say who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
There we go.
What is your name?
Please, that part. Okay. No, that's that part. What's your name?
Hot Mama 96, Pet Mom, Boss Babe, Coffee Lover. Don't include none of that, because it cheapens you and it cheapens your brand, right? So you want to have who you are, your name, what your title is. You want to make sure your page is not private, because we're moving in business owner mode, right? People need to see what you post. So if you want people to see what you post, you have to have your page public. Okay. Right. So have it public, have who you are. For instance, mine says who I am. It says who I help and how I help them. Am I lying truth? I mean, that coffee lover, dog mom. I'm not gonna start ranting. But you want to make sure your bio says who you are, your title, what you do, what kind of transition you provide for your clients, and also want to make sure that you include a call to action. So for instance, Boss Babe is not it. So for instance, if you want people to schedule a consultation, like I have in my bio, schedule a consultation, I have apply to work with me, and I have a little pointer just like this, and I have a link, right? So give them somewhere to go. Let them know what the next step is to take if they want to work with you. If it's to send an email, to ask you a question, if it's to download a lead magnet, if it's, whatever it is, whatever the next course of action that you want your potential client to take, make sure you're also including that in your bio. Who you are, who you serve, how you help them, a call to action with that little pointer and a link.
Yeah. You have it. You did it. Oh, where I got my glasses. Off topic, but I got it from Target. Yeah. And it's real.
That's cute.
So listen, we definitely filled some cups tonight. we definitely fill some cups tonight. So for us to close off, share with our audience online now and those who may even watch this, how can someone work with you and what services do you provide?
All right, y'all. So I provide, so I am a social media manager and brand coach. So I help you to get clear with your branding and take it into the social media world so that you could attract your audience, grow your brand, and grow your wallets. Because social media ain't worth nothing if you're not getting paid. Okay. Like it ain't fill my invoice. I don't care about the likes. I care about invoices. And I'm gonna put it on a shirt. Okay. So I help my clients to do that. I'm a social media manager as well. So I take all of your stress off your shoulders and I plan your content for you. I help you with your brand vision, your email marketing, all that good stuff. So if anything that I said resonates with you, if you just want to be friends and say hi, because I like making new friends, just go ahead and follow me on my page. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me and keep in touch.
Yes. Y'all, Liana is a boss.
You a
Not
boss?
because not because I know her. She's a boss. And I have firsthand experience in her business as her brand photographer, as her friend, as her undercover content brand coach, you want to call it that. Like, she is serious when it comes to what she does for her clients. So if you need help with social media management, you're at that level that you need the help, you're busy, you're booked, you're tired, you want someone who understands you, someone who knows your brand back and front, like the ABCs. Yeah, Leanne, definitely reach out to her. And if you guys have any other topics that you want us to, you either want me to collaborate with someone else, you have questions for Leanne, you have questions for me, please feel free. This is my first live, and I just want to give myself a clap because y'all. What you said?
You killed it. This was so good. We'll definitely have to do this again.
Yes. So if there's anything that maybe you want Leanna and I to me and Leanna to work on together when it comes to, social media management and, visuals, all that good stuff, feel free and we could definitely schedule another live. But I'm so happy and thankful for everyone that joined the live tonight. I hope your cups were in fact filled. And if there was anything that stood out to you, anything that you wanted to give feedback on, please feel free to reach out to me or her and let us know, because we're here to help. We're here to grow. We all on social media to show up as our authentic self. So please feel free to give us your honest feedback and anything that you want to share with us. We definitely look
Yeah.
forward to with you. You guys are so welcome. So to all my TP fam members who are here, thank y'all for coming. That's what family is for. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Love y'all. And I think I'm about to end the live now, right?
All right. Keep in touch, y'all.
Yeah. Bye.